Today on Studio G, see how the Make-A-Wish Foundation gives children the opportunity to live their dreams.
And see how a local couple got ripped off and spent thousands of their retirement to have an air conditioning unit fixed.
Plus the latest update on the Boston Marathon bombing trial. Studio G starts right now. Thank you for joining us today on Studio G. I'm Andre Walls.
And I'm Asley Maslow.
We bring you an update. On the officer Michael T. Slager, who was charged with murder in South Carolina. Officer Slager said he feared for his life because the man had taken his taser, but a video surfaced Tuesday showing the officer firing 8 shots as the man was fleeing. The initial report police officers released stated that they performed CPR on the man and provided first aid, but the video also proves that claim to be false. Due to these recent events, Mayor Keith Summey of North Charleston announced on Wednesday that they ordered 250 body cameras for officers who are on the streets. The Las Vegas Metro Police Department launched their own pilot program for body cams for officers in November, and several Democratic and Republican lawmakers are working towards mandating all on-duty officers throughout Nevada to wear body cams.
On Wednesday night, a pedestrian was struck and killed on our local roads in the area of Carmen and North Jones. According to police, James W. Bucher was crossing Jones outside a marked crosswalk when he was struck by a PT Cruiser. The 63-year-old was pronounced dead at University Medical Center trauma. Police say the PT Cruiser driver remained on the scene and had attempted to brake and swerve in order to avoid hitting the pedestrian. This is the 30th traffic-related fatality in Metro's jurisdiction in 2015. Las Vegas Metro Police Department announced Monday that a CCSD middle school teacher has been arrested for lewdness with a minor. Officers were notified on April 2nd of the inappropriate behavior towards a student by a teacher at Cashman Middle School. According to the police report, the 28-year-old Mahar Lerma turned himself into the school district police, telling them he had been drinking and consuming illegal substances with a female student in his portable classroom. Lerma has been with the Clark County School District since 2010. He's facing 3 counts of lewdness with a minor under 14 years old, and 1 count of luring a minor and 1 count of kidnapping.
Yesterday, we brought you a story about the Boston Marathon bombing trial. Alyssa Stein has an update.
It's been nearly 2 years since the tragic Boston Marathon bombing, and after a month of testimony from dozens of witnesses, a federal jury has reached a decision. After deliberating for 11 and a half hours on Wednesday, jurors found Jahar Sarneef guilty on all charges. Survivors from the marathon, like Karen Brizard, are relieved and thankful of the verdict.
We're obviously grateful for the outcome today. It's not a happy occasion, but it's something that we can put, one more step behind us.
Even though Massachusetts does not have the death penalty, 17 of the 30 counts are federal, which means the Boston bomber may be sentenced to death. During the sentencing, the 21-year-old gave off the appearance of no remorse for the 3 killed and over 200 injured from the bombing, but only fidgeted with his hands. The judges gave the jury the rest of the week off. The trial is scheduled to continue next week. Reporting for Studio G, I'm Alyssa Stein.
The same jury of 7 women and 5 men will deliberate on Sarneev's sentenced to life in prison without parole or the death penalty. The jury must vote unanimously for a death sentence.
Las Vegas is not the place you want to go without air conditioning. One Vegas couple almost had to do just that because they got ripped off. Check it out.
People, all they think about is themselves. I don't.
Ed Plant devotes his life to helping others, providing food for the homeless and those in need.
People need help.
But this time, Ed needed help.
We got ripped off, you might say.
He spent thousands of his retirement on a new AC and heating unit that never worked, and the contractor who installed it wouldn't return his calls.
I thought we'd go all winter long with no heat, you know.
But when 3 local companies found out what happened, they came to Ed and Patty's rescue. Blake Ballard with Sahara Air,
Really felt that we needed to do something to help them out.
Tom Anderson of Anderson Mechanical Air,
It's kind of a karma thing. What comes around goes around.
and Worthing Cranes joined forces to get them a new unit and install it free of charge.
These guys, they're a godsend.
An act of kindness, leaving Ed and Patty
Oh my
Oh,
God! There's no
There's no comparison
question
there.
about
yeah,
that
yeah,
at all.
yeah. There's,
oh my God!
lost for words.
Wonderful.
This, yeah,
This is so
because
wonderful.
that's a lot of money to keep on throwing out.
Now, Ed and Patty plan to get back to the work of helping others and hope their story inspires others to get back too. I guess it's true what comes around goes around. Like, luckily for Ed and Patty, they got the right guys in to do the job. You see, with a mobile home, you actually need a special license to install air conditioning units into them. So if you live in a mobile home like Ed and Patty, make sure you ask for that license because you might not be as lucky as these two.
Well, I'm happy that that story ended well. I mean, I couldn't imagine living in Vegas without an air conditioner.
No way, and they actually ended up having to buy 2 units, and I know at least the first one was like $5,000, and
they ended up paying for both of them as a result.
I'm pretty sure they paid for both of them, but it was they're like all they do is give back to give charities. They work with Foursquare, and I mean they're retired, so they don't have money to be blowing on nothing.
That's really amazing. How did you even hear about this? Because if that was me, I would want the story to get out. Did they contact you?
Yeah, they did contact us, but yeah.
Coming up after the break, Becca Dimmick tells us what's trending in the entertainment world. Stay tuned.
Teach for America is an opportunity to inspire children to be the best they can be.
When I grow up, I want to be an actor. When I grow up, I want to be a police officer.
Give Nevada a brighter future by enriching our children's lives and inspiring them to achieve their greatest potential.
When I grow up, I'll be a scientist. When I grow up, I want to be a lawyer. When I grow up, I want to be a paramedic.
It really does make an impact in their future.
You can apply online at teachforamerica.org.
I used to have to do things, bad things, just to get by.
I was scared to come home sometimes. The gang knew where I lived.
Mommy said she couldn't afford it, but I want to be a singer when I grow up. I like singing.
I'm not afraid anymore. My life has changed.
My dreams are coming true!
I realize now that my world is so much bigger.
The name of my show is Spinning Indie. We play a lot of alternative music, we play post-punk, a lot of stuff coming out from unsigned or newly signed bands. I like to play an hour of music, and then after the first hour we talk a ton about latest music news in the second hour. A lot of rock and roll going on the show. I'm Kylie O'Rourke, and you can listen to Spinning Indie on rebelht2.com.
Hey everyone, I'm Becca Dimmick, and here's what's been happening this week in the world of entertainment. We'll get started this week with some music news. Jay-Z might have 99 problems, but music streaming services aren't one. The rapper pulled his 1996 Reasonable Doubt album off of Spotify on Monday. This happened just a week after the launch of his new music streaming service, Tidal. Tidal advertises itself as a platform owned by artists. Jay-Z has vowed to shake up the music industry by offering artists higher royalties when placing their music on his new site by charging subscribers between $10 and $20 a month for the service. And Jay-Z already has the support of his wife, Beyonce. Earlier this week, she released an exclusive track for Tidal called Die For You in honor of their 7th wedding anniversary. And Kanye West is no stranger to controversy. This week, Yeezus has laid to rest one more of his demons, or settled, that is. Kanye settled in court this week with the photographer he allegedly assaulted in July of 2013. The photographer filed a civil suit against the rapper, but a statement was issued on Tuesday saying a dismissal has been filed because the two have settled on an agreement. Rapper DMX is in the headlines this week. Police are investigating claims that X and his entourage were involved in a robbery over the weekend. Seems as if X really will give it to you, and by give it to you, I mean take it from you, all your money that is. A 21-year-old victim has accused DMX of robbing him at a Newark, New Jersey gas station and taking $3,200 in cash. Police are investigating the incident. However, no arrests have been made and no criminal charges have been filed. DMX might not be charged with anything, but things aren't looking so bright for Robert Durst. Robert Durst was indicted on weapons charges in New Orleans yesterday. Durst is also facing murder charges in the state of California, but the LA District Attorney's Office has said they're waiting to see what happens in Louisiana before proceeding with the Los Angeles case. And moving right along, the organization Women on 20s is pushing to get a female face on American currency by the year 2020. The group conducted an online poll to narrow down the famous American women contenders. Eleanor Roosevelt, Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, and Wilma Mankiller are the top 4 picks to replace Andrew Jackson on the $20 bill. The group is petitioning Congress to make the change by the 100th anniversary of the ratification of the 19th Amendment, the amendment that granted women the right to vote. And NASA this week explored the idea of finding life beyond Earth within a decade.
Are we alone? The fundamental question that drives so much of what we do at NASA, from exploring Mars to our research in astrobiology to the work that we do in astrophysics that you're going to be hearing about today, pushing beyond our solar system and out into the universe. To really address life beyond our solar system requires complex telescopes and instruments with truly unique capabilities.
As technology has advanced within recent years, NASA believes there could be definitive evidence of life beyond Earth appearing within the next 20 to 30 years. NASA hopes to launch the next Mars rover and a mission to Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, within the next 10 years. These NASA projects are things people can get excited about within their lifetime. Something else to be excited about in our lifetime, a Mariah Carey holiday movie. New Line Cinema is funding the new seasonal flick, which is being developed by producer and director Brett Ratner, who's recently been rumored to be dating the diva herself. Considering Mariah has one of the most iconic holiday songs of all time, it only makes sense for her to have her own holiday movie. And speaking of classic icons, Lucille Ball has been getting some attention lately, but maybe not in the best way. People might remember Lucy from that iconic scene. However, in her hometown of Celeron, New York, people are seeing her a little differently. And sculptor David Powlin has some splaining to do. The artist responsible for this unsettling statue has issued an apology letter for what he calls the Scary Lucy. The statue has been unpopular since the day of its installation back in 2009.
As we all do. And I think she would not like this at all.
People have remained outraged over the statue. The mayor of Celeron has no immediate repair plans for the Scary Lucy involving the original artist. He wants a new artist to take a stab at it. Well, that's all the entertainment news I have for you right now. Coming up after the break, I sit down with one of Vegas's longtime entertainment reporters, Norm Clark. Stay tuned.
The name of the show is Jazz and a Touch of Soul. The show consists of basically jazz and a little soul music and pulling in a little chill music too, a lot of groups out of the UK. My style of music will help you open your mind more and open your ears to other sounds and other types of music. The name of the show is Jazz and a Touch of Soul. I'm Langston Carter, your host, every Saturday morning from 8 until 10 on RebelHD2.com.
We're here now sitting with American Gossip columnist for the Las Vegas Review-Journal. His column, Vegas Confidential, covers celebrities and their doings in the bright lights of Sin City. Thanks for being here today, Norm.
My pleasure, Becca.
And what attracted you to entertainment reporting?
Well, I worked for the Associated Press for about 12 years. Then I ended up moving to Denver to head up baseball comes to Denver. I was a sports writer for years. And let's see, it must have been 96, the Rocky Mountain News offered me the Man About Town column. And I did that for 3 or 4 years, and the idea of being the Man About Town columnist in Las Vegas seemed like the most natural step and greatest career move.
So was it an easy transition going from sports to entertainment?
Yeah, it really was. One of the things that AP prepares you for is that you cover so many different kinds of stories that you love the idea that there's something fresh all the time, and it was fabulous. I mean, Denver was really hopping at that time, still is, and it was a great place to work.
What sets entertainment reporting apart from any other type of reporting?
Well, crazy people. There's no such thing as a slow day and a news day in Las Vegas. There's almost always something going on. I think I could write a book on celebrities behaving badly or oddly or whatever, and it's readers love that.
Yeah, of course. Is there any particular incident that stands out in your head of celebrities behaving badly? Like anything that just has always stuck with you?
Well, it's hard to forget that Pete Rose took offense at something that I wrote and slapped me at Palms at the Nine Steakhouse.
He slapped you?
Yeah, and
no.
Chris Angel took offense at something I wrote and said that I would probably need 2 eye patches if I didn't stop writing about him.
Oh no!
So it gets crazy sometimes.
Oh my gosh!
But I don't make up the stuff. I write what they've been involved in, and sometimes they don't like it. So that happens.
I mean, that just comes with the industry.
It does. It comes with being a reporter.
Of course. So with a big fight weekend coming up in Vegas like we have, what's your approach to covering something like that on such a large scale?
In my case, I normally don't go out and cover the boxing matches. I leave that to the sports writers. But in this case, it's such a major global event. It'll be probably the biggest event ever held in Vegas, certainly from the standpoint of the amount of money that it's going to generate. And generating money is really good for Las Vegas right now. We love the idea that this is just going to put the city in the spotlight for 2 weeks or 3 weeks in a row. I will go out to the weigh-in. I will check in. In fact, I've got a story going in tomorrow about the UFC and their view of the fight, and they're blown away by how much this fight is going to generate. Just huge money.
Is there anything that you personally just love covering personally?
I love breaking news.
Breaking.
If you work for AP for 12 years, that's basically that's what it's all about. And there's a lot of, one of the reasons I came here is because I thought that Las Vegas, the entertainment side of it, there would be so many stories to break. I broke Britney Spears' wedding. I broke her pregnancy.
Her wedding way back when?
Way back, yeah.
When she got it and all the day later?
Yeah, basically 55 hours later, right. Celine, I remember getting the first word on Celine coming to Las Vegas, and I also had that she was expecting twins first. So there is no shortage of great stories that'll go around the world.
Of course, breaking news is always fun to cover.
Yeah,
that must be super exciting for you.
It really is.
It really is. The first person to get Britney Spears she eloped. That's really exciting. do you ever miss covering sports or anything like that, or do you ever get to, I know you were talking about UFC and boxing, but other than that, like, we don't really have much here, but do you, like,
good question.
athletes
I
coming
do.
into town, do you cover them partying or anything?
The answer is yes, I do miss sports, and I go back to Denver every so often, and I long for the idea that you can watch NBA at night, and you could go to a Rockies game, or same thing with the Broncos. But I'm the thing I enjoy about covering the gossip beat, if you will, is that if a story breaks about a big story about say Tiger Woods being in Vegas, that sort of thing, that's in my comfort zone. I know sports. I know how to reach various sources in sports, and so I still am very much involved in sports. It's part of my beat.
So, with everything going on in Vegas, how do you decide what to cover? Is it just based on personal preference, or what you think is going to get the most readers, or?
Yeah, well, it's definitely what I think that's hotter than this story. Mm-hmm. I think I'm probably going to write a story tomorrow about the UFC and its how they feel about the mega fight that's happening. But something, the stories change so fast. I can have something come in at 5 o'clock. That would be my lead. And some days I probably have 5 lead changes. Yeah. That's the day that my hair turns grayer, but it happens. And I want, I truly want the best, the hottest story out there. And also there is, in this day and age with the internet, there are times when a story is going to resonate a lot more than some other story.
Of course. Well, I know we appreciate your work here, and thank you so much for being with us today. And to stay up to date with Norm, you can find his column in the Las Vegas Review-Journal, and we'll be right back after these short messages.
Events, we promote that we are a national service fraternity. We do service to our campus, to our community, to our college, and to our nation as participating citizens. Our cardinal principles are leadership, friendship, and service, and that you can have a great time helping out your local community and your college. We are the Alpha Zeta Upsilon chapter of Alpha Phi Omega, a national co-ed service fraternity.
My show is called Window on the Middle East, and it deals with all the issues that deal with the Middle East. Middle East is a very important part of the world. I grew up in America, and yet I'm from the Middle East. It's a commoner's viewpoint based on experience as well as scholarship. My name is Shervin Mushuri. I'm the host of the talk show Window on the Middle East at the rebelhd2.com.
Welcome back. The Make-A-Wish Foundation is known for making dreams come true. But did you know about the many ways you can get involved? Reporter Sherelle Moore has more information.
The Make-A-Wish Foundation of Southern Nevada is giving you something to smile about.
This is our annual Walk for Wishes. This is actually the 14th year that we've done this event. We raised just about $300,000. The money that's donated goes directly to funding wishes and making dreams come true.
Volunteers and participants got to fundraise for the kids.
So today we were actually volunteering with our Key Club at our high school. And here at the service event, we were just setting up the event and setting down the event. And we were just cheering on runners to make sure that they were motivated and inspired throughout the week.
We do 2 main events a year, this one and our fashion show luncheon.
The Make-A-Wish charity grants wishes to children who are bedridden with life-threatening illnesses. The charity puts on many events yearly to bring awareness to their cause. UNLV students can even get involved without stepping too far away from campus.
We have a Wishmakers on Campus program, which is college students giving back and making wishes come true, which is something that UNLV can get involved with if they want.
This walk may be over, but don't worry, there are still tons of ways that you can get involved with Make-A-Wish.
So the easiest way to volunteer is to go to our website. That's www.snv.wish.org. There's different ways that you can help and donate your time there. You can be a wish granter, you can be an airport greeter, you can do office work. We have events types of volunteering as well. There's always something to do with Make-A-Wish.
Reporting for Studio G, I'm Sherelle Moore.
There's always a way to make wishes come true.
Okay, also
Visit snv.wish.org to get more information about Make-A-Wish and to learn how you can volunteer.
The early bird catches the worm might have some truth to it. A new study published in the Journal of Endocrinology and Metabolism says that people who stay up later have a higher risk of diabetes, metabolic syndrome, and muscle deterioration, even if they still get the same amount of rest as someone who goes to sleep earlier. Researchers looked at sleep cycles of more than 1,600 people and found that regardless of lifestyle, people who stay up later had a higher risk of developing these health problems. There's no real conclusion as to why. But researchers are theorizing that it may be due to the fact that night owls have poor sleep quality and could be engaging in late-night behavior such as smoking or snacking.
A little girl and her dog are reunited this week after an alarming accident. A 6-week-old German Shepherd mix fell into an old well on Tuesday. Fresno, California firefighters worked on getting the puppy out by using a makeshift harness. After several attempts, they were successful in rescuing the little guy.
Cancel truck 4. Cover that up. There you go. Little troublemaker.
We just used one of our utility ropes and made a loop on the end and just try to get it around the puppy.
The little girl noticed her dog was missing in the morning, and when she was at school, her aunt found the dog and called for help. She came home to see a group of firemen on the rescue. Firefighters were able to safely return the puppy named Timmy to his 12-year-old owner.
What a great heartwarming story. I mean,
so cute.
Everyone loves puppies and it's nice to see them taking care of them.
That's crazy that they would have all those men that they don't even come here for car accidents, things like that. Puppies.
Yeah, that is great.
Thanks for watching today's show.
Be sure to tune in tomorrow for our Studio G live magazine show. Have a great day, Las Vegas.